They're not tall. They don't have saber-like fangs or razor-sharp claws. But when cornered, they never back down. Not from venomous snakes, not from lions, not even from death itself. These are the smallest creatures that force the largest predators to retreat. You're about to witness 15 moments. Honey badger shocked the wild. Famed for its fearlessness, the honey badger possesses something even more extraordinary: a natural resistance to venom. In an environment teeming with scorpions and venomous snakes, young badgers are exposed to small doses of toxins early on, much like receiving a vaccine directly from nature. Scientists have discovered that honey badgers carry a rare genetic mutation. Neurotoxins from snakes struggle to bind to their nerve receptors. The result? An immune system that borders on invincible. In confrontations with venomous predators, honey badgers don't just survive. They often win thanks to their uncanny ability to recover from stings and bites. In the world of animal fights, victory doesn't always belong to the fastest or the strongest. Sometimes the last one standing is the smallest creature, armed with one of the smartest natural defenses evolution has ever designed. Under the blistering sun of the semi-desert, where every sound could signal survival, a honey badger catches the scent of a mouse. The prey darts into a dry thorn bush, riddled with inch-long spines. A natural barrier that would stop most predators. But the honey badger's skin? Up to 6 millimeters thick, nearly double that of a buffalo, and astonishingly elastic. Even when bitten, it can twist inside a predator's jaws and counterattack. Without hesitation, it pushes in. Thorns scratch, tear, but the badger doesn't slow. One swift grab. The meal is modest, but for this creature, no prize is greater than a victory claimed by sheer will. A turtle ambles through the brush, unaware it's entered the hunting range of a honey badger. An opportunistic omnivore, the badger boasts powerful jaws and robust molars, designed to crack tough shells and grind down bone. A turtle's defense lies in its shell, the carapace on its back, the plastron below, fused bone layered with keratin. But the badger knows where to begin, the soft seams between these armored plates. There's no chase, no brute force, only patience and surgical precision. A flicker among the low branches. The Cape cobra, one of southern Africa's most venomous snakes, is slithering along a tilted tree trunk, seeking refuge from the blistering sun. Honey badgers aren't born climbers, but with powerful limbs and curved, flexible claws, they can scale trees when needed. The badger ascends, slowly, silently. The cobra rears, spreads its hood, classic Elapidi warning display. But it doesn't faze the badger. Armed with resistance to neurotoxins that would kill animals many times its size, the honey badger lunges. A single bite, then it drags the cobra to the ground. This isn't just a hunt. It's one of the boldest confrontations in the animal kingdom. The mole snake, nearly 6 feet long, is non-venomous, but that doesn't make it an easy target. It coils into a defensive spiral, shielding its head and attempting to deter its attacker. The honey badger sees through the act. It strikes with surgical precision, sinking its teeth into the skull,
The badger's weak spot.
At first, the snake retaliates, wrapping its powerful body around the badger. But with abnormally high testosterone levels, the badger is nearly immune to fear. Minutes of grappling, one final bite, and it's over. In nature, victory isn't always about strength. Sometimes it's about knowing your enemy's weakness, and never miss your moment. Far in the northern wilderness, where snow never melts and winds slice like blades, the wolverine roams, solitary, territoryless, but always ready to fight. It weighs barely 25 to 40 pounds, but its body is packed with dense muscle. Its jaws can crush leg bones with ease. Snarls echo. The wolves hesitate. Then, they back off. A rare standoff in the scrublands. A massive python, over 10 feet long, has coiled itself around a honey badger, using constriction to choke the life from its prey.
I've never seen something like this.
Yes.
Wow.
The badger writhes helplessly
Nice sighting, right?
until a jackal appears, not to help, but drawn by the scent of blood. Its sudden bite breaks the python's grip, just enough for the badger to wriggle free from death's grasp.
Wait,
It's the
yes.
whoever can. I've never seen something.
C'est bien fait.
But survival isn't the end of the story. As the weakened python lies vulnerable, both jackal and badger move in. Now it's a brawl. Two carnivores, equally cunning, equally ruthless. In the wild, there are no lasting alliances, only life, and those willing to claim it. As the golden light fades over the sand river, the heat still clings to the sand. 3 leopards, stealthy, lethal, born hunters, surround a lone creature. They are from the Panthera genus, capable of leaping over 20 feet and crushing bone with a single bite. But the animal they're toying with shows no fear. The honey badger crouches low, tail raised high, a classic stand-your-ground posture meant to exaggerate its size. It doesn't run, it growls, spins, bites back at anything that gets too close. The leopards hesitate, not because they're injured, but because they can't comprehend the irrational defiance before them. Eventually, the badger walks away, slow, calm, as if the fight had never happened. Victory isn't always about overpowering your enemy. Sometimes it's about making them question if the fight was ever worth it. A carcass, a young crocodile, no clear sign of how it died. But in the wild, death is an opportunity. The honey badger doesn't hesitate. An opportunistic omnivore, it can digest rotting flesh, insects, eggs, lizards, even the venom of a cobra, thanks to a powerful enzyme in its liver. It drags the body to a hidden spot, away from scavengers. This behavior is known as caching, a survival tactic common among solitary hunters to preserve food and energy. In the wild, the lion reigns supreme. A single swipe can snap bones. One bite ends the life of a full-grown antelope. But today, it's being pushed back. Two honey badgers, no taller than their knees, no heavier than one of their legs, stand their ground, snarling, charging, never backing down. The lion hesitates, not out of fear, but confusion. The badgers defy every rule of prey behavior. They don't flee. They fight as if they're winning.
Boy, those things are loud.
Eventually, the lion retreats. Not because it can't win, but because this battle isn't worth the injury. In nature, survival isn't always about size. It's about attitude. They come fast, silent. A pack of African wild dogs, Lycaon pictus, masters of coordinated assault, have locked onto their target. One second of hesitation and the badger would be overwhelmed by jaws and numbers. But there's no panic. It turns its back, raises its body, shielding its throat and belly. No retreat. Just deliberate steps backward, eyes fixed on the attackers. The wild dogs snarl, circling, probing for weakness. But they're calculated hunters, not gamblers. They know one wrong bite could invite a vicious counterattack from jaws that don't let go. Eventually, they move on. On the Ethiopian highlands, thin air, cracked earth, roams one of Africa's rarest predators, the Ethiopian wolf. Swift, intelligent, lethal in coordinated strikes. They spot a honey badger. One, then two, then three wolves close in. Nips, lunges, and attempts to flip the lone creature. It snarls, swipes back with its claws. No hope of victory, but also no hint of surrender. A stress-induced adrenaline surge kicks in, allowing it to fight through injury. Then it lunges, biting one of the younger wolves with full force. The pack halts. In that pause, the badger slips into a rock crevice. Survival. Not because it won, but because it never went down. In the dust-choked plains of Africa, a clan of hyenas spots a lone figure, a honey badger, small and seemingly vulnerable, weighing just around 18 kilograms. As the hyenas, predators with one of the most powerful bite forces among mammals, attempt to surround it, the honey badger turns to face them, baring its teeth and letting out a fierce growl. A few bold steps forward are all it takes. The hyenas retreat. The ambush fails. Once again, in the world of animal fights, victory doesn't always go to the strongest. They are not big, not fast. They don't have razor-sharp claws or world-breaking bite force. But the honey badger and the wolverine rule over a gray zone in the wild, where the weak don't follow the rules, and the strong know better than to underestimate. Honey badger, toxin-resistant, thick-skinned, rapid defense reflexes, crushing bite. Wolverine, vast range, high pain tolerance, fearless resource defender. They don't survive because they win. They survive because they refuse to quit.